Hey guys, it's Rhino Longhorn here, and today we are back. I believe this is episode 6, and if you look, we are now in experimental 1.0, meaning that the official version release is coming out soon, and it'll no longer be an alpha access, or an early access, or an alpha stage, excuse me. But, again, I am picking up right where I left off, and we're about to go into the Xerox territory. So, without a whole lot more talking, let's get into it. I think it's this way. Yes, it is. And I'll probably just sit there and snipe the Xerox ground troops from a ways away with my sniper, or I'll use the ship and the machine guns. We are really close. I bet over this hill be in Xerox territory. Yep, just entered. Which means that there will probably be troops somewhere along this mountain. But the Xerox POI is not in sight. If I had to guess, it's behind this mountain right there. It's kind of just there, which I can pretty much confirm that is the case. So if I hug this, I found out that it's an armory, so that would be something to take on eventually. With the right position, we might even be able to take it on in the ship. There's also some copper here, and I'm curious what this one is right here as well. And iron. Okay. Now, basically what we do is, while on the quest for some experience, we just kind of fly around like this. This is actually kind of harder to do because of the mountains, but we just fly around, and usually the closer to the POI it is, the more troops there. So, if anything, it would almost be better to just kind of stay around the outskirts of it, but we just fly around this area until we see some Xerox ground troops, and then we shoot them. We could shoot them and loot them, do the old shoot and loot. Okay, there doesn't appear to be any out around here, but again, we are near the edge, so I'm going to work my way in a little bit more now. I'd be surprised, honestly, if there wasn't some around here. But anyway, as I continue to look, I would like to just remind you guys that we're doing all of this so that we can get to level 10 here. You can see we're halfway there, or so there, so that we can get the EX-01 in this episode, which would be really cool. I think we actually ended up getting all the resources in the last episode, so now it's just a case of hitting start and letting it go. I'm actually surprised I haven't seen any Xerox ground troops yet at all. But we might have our first right around here. Nope, that's just a cave worm. Okay. There's another one over there as well. Wow, that's actually really surprising. I would have so thought we would have seen one by now. Seen something more than cave worms. You can see the armory right down there at the bottom. We have 2 Xerox minigun drones coming at us though, but they should do nicely for XP. I'd like to kind of stay behind this mountain though, just in case I manage to get in range of the guns. I have a 179 meter range, which means that I need to do something to get the drone's attention. Well, there's an enemy troop transport approaching, but I don't mind. Again, more loot. Okay. There's one drone. The other drone's kind of far off. And I also still haven't seen the troop transport, but I bet if I do a scan, it might show up. But no, it looks... Okay, what I'm seeing then is this minigun drone here. I thought I was seeing the troop transport. Hey, there's our first Xerox ground troops, off to the right. See him walking around, but I gotta back up because that armory is shooting at me. I'd have loved to loot that drone there that I just killed, but doesn't look like I can because of the armory. However, I could... Oh, there's the troop transport as well. I could position myself just right, in theory, that to where the armory couldn't shoot at me. I'm gonna let this guy fly this way a little bit more too. There we go, I got the troop transport. And I'm not seeing any troops. I don't think he dropped off any troops either. So that's fine. That's fine by me. just means that this guy is free to loot as is. Okay? This guy gave me actually not that good of stuff. I was hoping for better. A water container, 402 bottles, and an anti-radiation pill, but usually they have better loot than that, because that's kind of more random. Maybe they nerfed the loot, because it used to be like you could get night vision goggles and even some guns from those. But they very well could have nerfed the loot. And this armory theoretically wouldn't be that hard to take down, and I probably could in the ship too, because it has, you can see it has 2 guns there, but if I just position myself on this side of the POI, that way only one of the 2 guns could shoot at me, and I could take it on a lot easier like that. But what I will do though is, as long as these guys don't have rockets, I will attack these ground troops here. This guy here. Oh! Get back. Get back. Get back. Back up, back up. Those 2 guys shoot rockets, and I'm not going to bother with those because those can tear the ship apart quick. But I did actually... I'm actually really close to level 10. I didn't actually manage to get it. Dang it. So close, though. I just need to kill something else, but I would prefer not to kill some guys like those rocket troops, so I can't kill those easily. This guy, however, I could. I gained some reputation with the Xerax, and I actually got straight to level 11, it seems. Maybe I was at level 10 before. I don't know, but now I'm at level 11, so that works. I have a sandwich here I can eat too. But now I'm going to head back to base. As well as put the the EX-01 start its production in the factory. I am back at base now. I think I took some damage somewhere, but I don't know where it was. I thought it was off the cockpit here, but maybe we actually didn't take any at all. The other place I'm going to check, however, is these guns. That one looks okay. Thruster's good, and that one looks okay. So we might have taken some damage, but I can't seem to figure out where. But anyway, if I really wanted to, I could probably even put 2 more Gatling guns on the front of the ship, and then we could really chew through some things, because 2 is kind of sluggish. Okay, well the STO2 continues to make. I think I might go out and get some more wood, since I was kind of short on time the last episode, and so I didn't get a super huge amount, but I would just like to have it if I need it. Okay guys, I have 17 in my inventory and another 21 in the bolt, so that should be a good amount for now. Okay, and now to finish speeding up the EX-01, I can just take a nap, and it should be finished when I wake up. And you can see it is. So now, it's just the simple case of spawning it. Okay, here it is. The EX-01 Earth Mover, again, also by Spange. I'm going to go ahead and set it. I can't set it to public, so I'll just leave it as is then. And the bolt seems I can only set to private as well. So, well, since I don't seem to have a choice, since they seem to remove the public feature, I will go ahead and set the bolt to private as well then, I guess. The Next, Xerox base attack is soon, it says, but the difficulty will be 0. That's that, but anyway, again, we have the EX-01. It has 4 Gatling guns on the front. You can see there's 2 on each side, and it has 1 on the top as well. You can see it's just a little bit over CPU usage, but it shouldn't make a difference. I'm going to save a template of it. It has some signal logic set up so that you can go into drill mode, which means that the drills are extended, and there's actually 2 sets of hover engines on this thing. There's some in the center. Please excuse the background noise. There's some in the center so that it can easily move up and down and be easy to control as you mine. And then there's some on the outside so that as you're driving it won't tip over easy. So that's the reason for the drill mode and the cruise mode. So when you're just driving around the world, you would probably want to have the cruise mode on, but then when you go drilling, you'll turn on the drill mode, turn off the cruise mode, and if you get done or something and you need the extra lifting abilities and you're nice and heavy, then you can turn on both of them for some extra lift, basically. Really quickly, it has a Gatling turret on the top right here as well, so that it can attack drones and stuff that are behind you or around you. But this thing is going to need the 15mm ammo as well, so I'm going to craft up a bunch more of that. And since the base only seems to have 2100 rounds, I'll go ahead and queue up 9 more sets for the base as well. And the base, it seems, is under attack, so I'm going to grab, really quickly, just as I was crafting that, I'm going to hop into the ship and figure out where they're attacking from. So it appears they're attacking from this way, which is fine. I might even be able to take them on with just the ship, which is why I turned the difficulty up in the first place. There's a minigun drone, and I can't tell what other types of drones. Here's a rocket drone. Ooh, but I am taking fire. I need to back away. Go upwards, it looks like. Get above them. The rocket drone's probably the first priority right now. Okay, and then I can pick off these 2 minigun drones as well. One. Okay, whew, that appears to be the whole base attack over. There wasn't even a troop transport in this one, which is interesting. But you can see my outpost was about 300 meters that way, 350 or so. So if they would have gotten a whole lot closer, they would have probably started shooting at the base, which is not ideal. But we managed to stop it before they even got close to the base. And I also didn't want them to get too close to the base, because if they didn't shoot at the base, they probably would have shot at the new EX-01, and I just brought that thing in. I don't really want it getting attacked right now. However, we did take a bit of damage, not a huge amount at all. If I can just repair it with the multi-tool. There we go. I'm just looking around these blocks for any other signs of damage, and it also appears that we are missing 2 blocks here, including around this thruster. That appears to be okay. These blocks appear to be fine. This one's a little bit damaged. Other than that, it doesn't look like we took a whole lot. The other place I would check is around the guns, because that's the other area they often target, but again, it looks like we're fine. So on top, it doesn't look like we're missing any blocks. It looks like we're just missing those blocks out the front. And if I fly up just a little bit, then I can check the underside. Okay, we're missing that block there as well then, but it appears that everything else is not damaged at all. So, all in all, that went pretty smoothly. We sustained very minor damage and got some decent loot out of it. I mean, got some rockets, but that's not very important. The biggest things here are going to be like the capacitor devices and the power coils. The power coils have Arrestrium and Ziscosium in them, which are 2 rare resources. So that's probably the best part about it, besides the fact that they didn't even get to hit the base. The moment they would have gotten in range, the guns would have turned to shoot them, but the guns did not turn to shoot them. So that means that they didn't even get in range of the guns. And again, this is all the damage we sustained right here. I'm just crafting up a couple blocks to replace the ones we lost. But that's it. We can also load the ammo into the Ep.6, and I can put those blocks on me, and we can throw away or stow away all the loot we got. And now I'm just simply going to replace the blocks that we lost. As I finish making the repairs, I also noticed it looks like we're a little bit low on iron ore again, so that'll give us an opportunity to take out the Ep.6 and show it off, basically. I also just realized, though, we still need to put some fuel and O2 in the Ep.6. So I'm going to go into the Outpost Alpha, into fuel and O2, and this makes it really easy. We can just essentially just drag and drop. So if I put here, how about all of that in there, and in O2, I can put 2 bottles. And that should be enough for now, at least. But you can see this thing is pretty fast. But this thing can really scoot across the ground, and you can see as long as we don't hit a tree, we're fine. Because those rocks are not a problem. But now, I was actually in drill mode before instead of in cruise mode. But it seemed to work okay. Now I can just dig down and fall in here. But you can see this thing really eats through those ore deposits. Like, we are almost done with this iron deposit, and this is even faster than the handheld drill, so this is awesome. And this thing is so powerful that it can actually go almost straight vertically out of things. Like, I just drove vertically out of that hole, so this thing has some thrust to it, as you can see. And that is it of the iron deposit. You can see it no longer shows up on the map, so I can now remove that waypoint. And we got, if I just look in the ore and wood container, 371 iron ore and 177 crushed stone just within like a minute. And it can haul, you can see it's only 12.3% full, so it can haul a lot more than that even. So now I'm going to drive my way back home and unload all this. Now at least iron is no longer a problem. We have a lot of it. Dang. In fact, I'm going to grab as much as I can carry and start my constructors working on the ingots over here, because it's a lot more efficient on power to do it in a small constructor versus doing it in a large, or to do it in a portable constructor than to do it in a smaller large one. So anyway, those guys will crank out a bunch of iron, and we can just let them sit back and relax, basically. Just fend off the occasional Xerox attack. Okay, it appears ladders are now... There's the ladders I was wanting, but it appears you actually have to unlock them, but they're free, so that's fine. I was just looking through here because I was considering unlocking the... Well, for one, a CPU tier 2 wouldn't be bad, but the advanced constructor is good to unlock. And like container controller and extensions, medical devices, so we can respawn and heal ourselves, an armor locker, food processor, and rocket turrets as well. And a lot of this should carry over to the capital vessels. I'd also like to get rocket launchers for small vessels. And you can now put minigun turrets on small vessels as well, though I don't know if I will at the moment. And a T2 extender for small vessels, I'll want that. Spotlight, shield, a warp drive, and the pentaxid tank might be somewhere else. It's under fuel tanks, so I'll unlock those and then the pentaxid tank. And then I'll leave the rest of the points if there's something else I need or want to unlock. That now means I should be able to make an advanced constructor, but I'm missing a bunch of flex coils. You can see I have 2 here. And these power coils actually are crafted with flux coils, but there's no way to undo that at the moment to get flux coils back. What I can do at the moment is get a medical device and a couple of rocket launchers. And I think I'll put those on the bolt, I'm going to craft one rocket launcher and see if I can craft another. It actually appears I don't quite have the resources to craft another rocket launcher, which is just a shame, because I would love to have 2 rocket launchers. Maybe we could get that in the next episode or another future episode. But the medical device is good. I'm actually going to hang this from the ceiling and turn it around. Just like that. And then I should respawn, and I can also heal myself here as well. As you can see, like, I can clear my radiation here, heal myself here, and sleep here. This base is really coming together now. I also forgot to mention EX01 has a fridge, and so we can store any food we want to in here as well. Eventually, you can replace this turret in here if you want with like a mining turret or a multi-turret, which is just like the multi-tool but in turret form. But you can see the turret here now when I put it into cruise mode, and that will shoot any bad guys if need be. But really quickly, I'm going to configure it, because usually you want to configure these things, but it actually looks like it's already configured. Okay, well, I accidentally picked up this constructor. It dropped a drop container, which I picked up everything from, but it still appears to not like me for that. But I was gonna see if we could craft ourselves some ladders for the base. Okay, here's the ladders I wanted to get a couple episodes ago. We'll go on this side, I guess, then. And we'll just 1, 2, 3, and 4 straight up into the minigun. But I think if I walk up these and hit space, I can climb them. I turn my jetpack off. Yes, I can. What's nice too is I can actually shoot off of the ladders. To celebrate, I think I might texture it. Okay guys, I didn't do a whole lot of actual texturing. Instead, I kind of played around with the symbols, and I kind of like it like this. It's very warning-y. I figured I had better adequately warn my foes before they come and attack me that I am armed and ready to fight. And I kind of just did this in the middle, and it looks really cool. So I think I'm just going to leave it like that, because you can easily overdo texturing and stuff, and as I say, I'm happy with how it is now. But on that note, guys, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. This has been a very nice episode. We got the EX01 here, and fended off a Xerax base attack, among other things. So, yeah, it was a lot of fun. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next episode. Bye! And also, today's nature scene is the beautiful night sky, again, with the mountains in the background, and the light pollution, apparently.